Hey guys, welcome to Farm Charm Chic. I'm Emily. In today's episode, I have 3 beautiful fall decor DIYs for you. They are farmhouse themed and they are so easy to recreate. I hope that you try them. If you like crafting, DIYs, dupes, hacks, thrift flips, or just creating in general, I would love if you would consider subscribing and becoming my crafting BFF. If you do see anything that you like in today's video, remember to hit that thumbs up. But let's go make some DIYs. This is such a fun project to use the tumbling tower blocks for. So these are just the tower blocks from Dollar Tree that I have, and I'm going to make some little pumpkins. And it's easier if I will try and explain the best I can in words, but you can kind of watch what I'm doing and that will hopefully make the most sense to you. So I start with my front tumbling tower block and I glue 2 pieces behind it, and I'm just going to fan my way out, and so it kind of goes in steps out from that front piece. Now I'm just using hot glue. If you wanted to use like some wood glue as well, you could do that. I don't plan on these getting a whole lot of like use other than just sitting around, so I didn't feel like they needed anything stronger than hot glue, but that's up to you. So can you kind of see how that shape is there? That is one side of the pumpkin, and I will repeat this process and to do it on the back side. But this time we'll be working our way in. So I will glue my pieces going inwards, so that way it's just kind of the reverse. So I hope you can kind of see there. So I start to stagger them back because we're going to go to a point on that other side. So you can see this kind of coming together here. Now I've seen a lot of different ways to glue tumbling tower blocks to make pumpkins. This one, I actually just really liked the way that this staggered look here was. So that's why I chose to go it this way. So you could even go to Pinterest and look up some different ways to do these. So these have been around for a while and I just have never had the opportunity to make some. So I thought it would be kind of fun. So you can kind of see here. Now, what you'll do is I'm just putting a little bit of glue here and I'll just kind of, if I need to pinch my blocks closed a little bit to make that fit perfectly, that's what I will do. But look at how cute that looks. Starting, doesn't really look like a pumpkin yet, but kind of starting to. So I decide I want 3 total of these pumpkins, and so I just repeat the process. Now you can stagger the tumbling tower blocks out a little bit further to kind of widen this or bring them in to make a more narrow pumpkin. You can kind of do whatever you want to give any variation in size or look to each of your different pumpkins. But you can see I'm just repeating that same process here. This one I staggered them out a little bit further, so it is going to be a little bit wider, but I really like the fact that I have control a little bit over making them kind of different, because no 2 pumpkins are the same and no 2 of your DIY pumpkins like this will be the same either. So here are 2 of them. They are super cute, and I end up making a 3rd one the same process. And so now for the fun part of trying to paint and embellish these however I want. So if you've watched me do any of my fall crafts, I have been using like the pumpkin color from Waverly, the moss color, and also just the plaster color. I love those 3 colors for the pumpkin variation. So you can paint these in whatever colors you would like to. And I'm just gonna paint all of these. You just wanna make sure you get into all of the little nooks and crannies and areas there, because there is a lot of different little corners on there. So I'll just go through and do those 3 colors on each of these pumpkins. This step is completely optional, but I really wanted these to look weathered and distressed and just really old and worn. So I just took some antique wax on the bottom of a stencil brush here, and I got kind of heavy with it because that's the look that I was going for. So it's just up to you. You can tailor this to your style, but I just dipped my brush in that antiquing wax and I barely wiped any off. So it's not really like a dry brushing, just you don't want it goopy on the end of your brush if that. Hopefully you can see how that looks here of how I'm doing that. And then as your brush kind of dries, you can kind of go over some of the edges to give them a little bit more definition. Now to do the stems, I just took some Spanish moss here and I stuck that down in. You could see with my finger, it creates a hole, and I painted some tumbling tower blocks. I painted 2 green and 1 brown, and I just used the antiquing wax on the brown one. And that's how I'm doing these stems. So you'll see I stick my finger in there, it creates like a hole, so it will be easy for me to stick the glue down, and then I can just slip that little other block down there for the little stem. And I just repeat the same process on this 3rd one. You can definitely leave the Spanish moss as long as you want. I kind of gave it a little bit of a trim to help it kind of so you could see the stem more. But look at how cute these look. They would be perfect for a tiered tray or just really anywhere, a cute little desk ornament even. I just love how these turned out, and they're going to be so versatile. I have this cute little glow-in-the-dark sign from Dollar Tree, and also these little hanging signs like this. I just pulled one of the squares off of one of those that I'm going to do kind of like a layered sign here. So I start by painting my edges of the sign brown, and then I'm just taking some scrapbook paper and I just trace out a square and cut it out. This is the cute little sunflower pattern that I'm going to use. Now this glow-in-the-dark sign has kind of a texture to it, and I did not want that to show through on my paper at all. So I'm just taking a putty knife and scraping that off. If you've watched my channel, you know that I absolutely love Elmer's school glue, just this purple glue stick here. This time of year when school supplies start to go on sale, I pick it up by the dozens. I mean, I love this stuff. And I've never had a problem with any of my paper coming off of my crafts or anything like that. I get asked that a lot, and I've never had a problem with it peeling back. And I use my brayer here, and I feel like by doing this process right here, I get less wrinkles than Mod Podge. Now you can, after this glue completely dries on the back, go over the top with Mod Podge, and that will help seal your paper in. I paint my little rectangle a brown color because I thought that would match the best, but then I felt like it was a little dark, so I brightened it up with some dry brushing of some white paint to kind of make it look like wood. Honestly, I could have just painted this a solid white and it would have worked with what I end up doing with it. If you had some cute stencils or stickers, you could easily use them on this. I'll show you what I end up doing, but I did want to show you this option comes from Hobby Lobby. These signs end up being about $2 with their discount they have right now. You could easily use one of those. I designed this picture on Canva and then I printed it on tissue paper. Now, if you're wondering how to print on tissue paper, I'll leave a link to a video where I give you step-by-step instructions on that down in my description box. And also I will leave a link to this little design. Since I designed this in Canva, I can share it with you. So if you like it and want to use it, I'll leave a link to that also. Now you just use a traditional decoupage process here, just using any type of Mod Podge. I'm just laying a thin layer of this down on my surface here, and then I will gently lay my tissue paper down. I like to start kind of in the middle, and then I'll just use my finger to smooth out around so that way you can minimize the amount of wrinkles. Now it is tissue paper, so it does have a tendency to kind of wrinkle up in some areas. It totally looks fine when it's done, so just keep going with it. And sometimes you'll luck out and get no wrinkles or anything, but honestly, it's kind of a weathered looking sign anyway, so it's gonna look wrinkles you're not even gonna see. Now I take 4 craft sticks and I just stain them with some antique wax, and then I'm just going to glue them around the edge to kind of give this a little bit of a frame so it looks very similar to that sign I showed you from Hobby Lobby. I just thought the frame kind of added a little something to it, but it would not be necessary. So this step would be completely optional if you decide to put the frame on there or not. It's going to look fine either way. I just was trying to match that Hobby Lobby sign, and I'll show that to you here so you can see them side by side. I think that either one would look absolutely darling. Again, the link to my little design of the Sunflower Farm sign will be down in my description box. It's just on Canva, so if you're familiar with that, you'll know exactly how to use it. Now, I'm just gluing some tumbling tower blocks onto the back of my little sunflower sign here. That gives it a little bit of a 3-dimensional look. And then there's not enough space with my background sign to add like a lot of florals or anything, but I wanted something else there, a little softness or texture. So I just put some Spanish moss in between the gap all the way around my framed sign. So you could leave the sign as is. It would be darling the way that it looks now, but I thought it needed something a little extra for my taste. So I just took some burlap ribbon and I'm just making a little bow. I just made a couple of loops and then I just wrapped a pipe cleaner around the middle. You could use a zip tie too. And here I'm just going to fluff up my bow and get it looking exactly how I want it. To cover that pipe cleaner, I just use a little bit of jute twine that I wrap around and tie off. I also dovetail the ends of my ribbon to kind of give them a finished look there. And I thought this sunflower would be absolutely darling glued into the middle of that. And so I just use a little bit of hot glue and put that in the middle of the bow there. And then I just glue this onto the corner of the sign. I thought the offset look was really, really cute. And I feel like that adds to the missing touch that I felt the sign needed. I think this sign turns out so cute, and it's a perfect transition piece. Kind of when you're done with summer, you're not ready to have full-blown fall. Sunflowers can definitely take you all the way through fall, but I think it's kind of that perfect in-between piece, and I just love that happy feeling you get from the yellow color. Don't forget, if you want that Sunflower Farm sign, just to click the link in my description box and you'll be able to download that. Are you guys on Instagram? If you are, I would love if you would come and find me. I am Farm Charm Chic over there. I'll leave a link down in my description box so you can easily find me. But come and see what I'm working on. I post there quite a bit. I like to show you things that I'm working on or when I have videos ready. It's just another place to stay in touch. So if you do come find me, remember to send me a DM and say hi, because I do love meeting new friends. This is such a simple DIY. I hope that you try this because it was so fun. Now, I did find this wire in the jewelry section at Walmart, but you could easily just use, zip ties, you could just use twine to tie these off with, however you wanted. I end up making 8 loops. I start out with 6, but realize I need more, just of some jute twine. So this is just twine that came from Dollar Tree. I wrap it around each of my hands 20 times. So you could do more or less depending on your style, but just so you know, I did 20 times that I wrapped around and then I snipped it off. And then I just kind of tied it off with that wire. I wrapped that around so that way it stayed in place. But again, you could just use a short piece of jute twine to tie these off in the middle, so you wouldn't have to buy an extra thing of wire or anything if you didn't have that on hand. Now, after you get all of your rings, now remember that I end up doing 8, but I started with 6. I'm just going to use some hot glue and glue each of these together in the center. So where you have tied these together, either with your wire or the twine, I'm just using a little bit of glue. If you need to use your silicone finger protectors, do that, because you are working very close with your fingers and the hot glue. So just pay attention to that. But I just waited for each little section to dry before gluing on the next section. And I decided to glue 3 and then 3. So I was doing like one half of the pumpkin and then the other half of the pumpkin. And so you can kind of see how I did that here. Now, depending on how tightly or the size of your hands or your loops, however you did your loops here, 6 may be enough. But when I got them together, I just realized that I wanted to have it a little bit more full. At this point, I just glued them to a stick that I found in my yard. It looked like a really cute pumpkin stem. So I'm gluing those first 3 onto this one here. And then I just put some glue around and I will glue this other half onto the pumpkin. This is when I got them together. And you can see I reached my fingers through to kind of grip those together around that stem. But you can kind of see the side of my pumpkin there that it really did just need another loop in there. So again, I just wrapped it around 20 times. I tied it off either with my wire or your jute twine, and then I just kind of reached in and glued it in. Once I added that, you can kind of see I felt like it needed another one to kind of make it a little bit more even. So again, the same process. This would be something so fun to do with like kids or grandkids. You of course would want to just help them with the hot glue part, but I mean, they could easily wrap the twine around and everything and make these cute little pumpkins that ends up being so darling. I absolutely just love how this turns out. So this last one I did with just tying the twine on there. So if you need to rewind that to see, but that does show you kind of how I tied the twine on instead of using the wire. So I glue that one in and I just fluff it up a little bit to kind of make sure that it looks as full as I want it. And then I just wanted to put some hot glue around here because I'm adding some Spanish moss. I've been loving using Spanish moss in my fall decor. I don't know if it's just that it gives it a special softness or if it looks like pumpkin vines or what it is, but I've really enjoyed it. And I do just trim it up because I don't like it to be too wild and out of control. And then I have this pick that's from Dollar Tree, and I love these little silvery greenish blue leaves. So you can see I'm just putting some glue on the end of that, and I'll glue that in just as a little bit of the pumpkin leaf there to kind of add a different color to it. I'm just really pleased with how it looks. And I felt like it needed a little something else, so I just take some raffia and I'm just making a little bow. So I just kind of loop it around several times and then just tie that off in the center. This just adds another little bit of texture to it. I felt like the bow just kind of sets it off there a little bit, and I really love how that looks on there. I just think this turns out absolutely adorable, especially for how simple it was to make. It would be so cute sitting on a coffee table, just a perfect decor. This would be perfect to leave out for Thanksgiving, even all season long. What do you guys think of this one? Did you guys enjoy these fall farmhouse DIYs? I hope you did. They were so fun to create, and I feel like they were all very easy to do. I hope that you give some of them a try. Don't forget that I have that sunflower farm image that you can download for free for your own use. That link is down in my description box. If you guys had a favorite project from today's video, please let me know which one it was, or if you've ever tried any of these before, let me know. I would love to know how your experience went. As always, I would like to remind you guys to be safe, be smart, be nice, be happy. Choose to have a good day because you are amazing. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed the video that you just saw, here's another one that you might enjoy. And as always, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching and have an amazing day.